Good afternoon, you lovely lot. Sorry I'm late. I've just been filming inside the priory for you. I've got the church all to myself, so I can't really show you any lives inside there. The walls are just too thick. So we are going up Hadrian's Wall. I've recorded you some of the history that goes with the priory. King Edward I and Robert the Bruce. When we come back down from the wall, we're going to come through the backgrounds of the priory. Struggling with a dry mouth today. It's going to be a rough one. So I'll apologise now. Oh, hang on, I've frozen. 2 seconds. That's better. Angie, Mick, Nessie, Jamie, Curzo, Silver. How you doing, Angie? So we've got one of the old-fashioned lampposts, a metal lamppost. Beth, I love you. How did last night go with Fergus? If you haven't seen Beth's video of Fergus, go have a look. He is gorgeous. Nessie. Oh, I'm struggling with this mask thing in my face today. It's really, really bad dry mouth with it. So I apologise for that now. In it just, inside and out me. So, Angie, we're going up Hadrian's Wall, which is a World Heritage Site. It was built by Emperor Hadrian. It's the 1st century. It was to keep the Celts out of the land that they plundered and the valuable commodities this side of that border. Ruth, the Queen of Beads, how you doing, chick? So think poor man's Great Wall of China. There's sentry towers every mile or so. There's still pieces of wall left, but a lot was plundered and reused. A lot of the buildings around here would have been made from stone from Hadrian's Wall. You'll get to see part of one of the sentry points, one of the mile markers, and you'll get an idea of the scale of it and how big it was. I'm trying to decide which way. We've been that way once. See what, we'll go this way because this one was a surprise for me. I didn't like that hill at all the first time we came up. It was a mission. Chris, lovely to see you. How you doing? And Demi, if you don't know Demi, go over and check the photography out. Lovely, 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 lovely woman. Daisy, good evening. A veritable ray of sunshine. How are you doing? So I was something along here last time. I can't remember what. There was a little bridge. Barry, good to see you. How you doing? SSC TV. So we are going. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Parrot Magpie. How's your wife and family? Magpies. Christina, good to see you, Christina. How are you? Oh my lot, Cookie. How you doing, Cookie? So Hadrian's Wall is right on that line there, hilltop. Pop, good morning. And the quarry that I take you to was used to build here. Now, we're on a floodplain, so it's reasonably flat here. But the quarry is about 4 miles that way. And it's not the easiest to train. And when you look up that way, little lambs, it's a long way. Angie, good morning. Ooh, yummy, what you mean? Oh, you got bacon on. Daisy, how you doing? Oh, cool cookie. When you're back in, have you got scans coming up? I've still not had the letter off this surgeon about this lesion stroke mass they found. So my plan is to call my local doctor, ask if they've had a copy of the letter, and get them on the warpath to get seen. Mick, how are you doing? I meant to go out, and pick some elderflower this morning, but I kind of got waylaid. I was not. Buddy, good morning, buddy. Pops, congratulations, a celebration. Yeah, Shia, how you doing? Shia. Because I want them to either biopsy or come up with a plan to remove it all. Because it ain't right, and my face is a game of two halves. I'm dry as hell. I'm really sorry about the dry mouth. I'm going to have to keep drinking. How you doing, Shia? I'm Buddy, the frog pose man. Buddy, you nearly had me having a go at it. You used to be able to do it. I bet you have. Are you going sea fishing? Sniper, how are you, Sniper? If you like your gaming, check out my mate Sniper. Lovely, lovely guy. Brilliant channel. When we get along and round the top, this hill last time, was it last time? No, the time before. Me being an idiot, it was like 30 odd degrees, 32 degrees. And boy, is it a grind. Crazy hillbilly, how are you doing? Buddy, right, I will. Just for you, I'm going to do it. We should do a frog pose challenge. I used to really enjoy yoga. Started just a little tiny bit. And it's amazing how quickly you start to loosen up and start to get into poses better. Mick and Mick. Mick, I was in your Mick. Crazy, I was in your live. Was it yesterday? She cut off one of the oldest plants known to man. It's prehistoric. Horsetail. And if it grows in your garden, it is a pain in the backside. Dallas County Scratches, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. If people haven't got wrenches, tell me and I'll sort them out. Being on StreamYard, I can't see a thing. Ooh, our little ditch has dried out already. I've got a horrible feeling we're going to come up against cows when we're in that top field. Yeah, yeah, Wilbur, yeah. Oh, I know. Nice having Cookie Monster in. John Tracy, how are you doing? Yeah, horsetail is prehistoric. It's one of the oldest plants on the planet. And it is a pain in the butt if you get it in your garden. Gets quite tall, gets maybe just about a foot tall here. And it's almost like a bamboo. But it's a pain in the butt. See, downward dog. I was good at downward dog. For a start, it was on tiptoes. There was no way on earth I would get my feet flat on the floor for doing downward dog. But it didn't actually take that long. I was never ever as bendy as Goga is. He is the bendiest man on YouTube. Ron, how you doing? Biker Ron. Got a right soft spot for Ron, he's lovely. I do admire sarcasm. I find it admirable quality. Have we gone the wrong way, do you think? Oh, we'll find out eventually. It's horrible stuff, the horsetail. Still loads of bluebells out. Lovely little bluebell meadow. See dry mouth, fabulous. Dying fly. I quite surprised myself. I decided, right, what is that? Do I want to touch it? Is it a tooth? No, it's pottery. Is it pottery? I ain't got a clue what that is. It's a tooth. Shall we guess what the tooth is out of? It's got to be a dog's canine tooth, hasn't it? It's a very clean canine tooth, though. Is it a dog? It's got to be a dog's canine, hasn't it? Focus. Got to be. There's no werewolves. There's no vampires here. It's really a farm dog, but it's a very clean tooth. So it's a young'un. Bad idea, lab. How you doing? So it's a top. You see, if a big cat comes out these bushes, Ruth, I'm blaming you. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll stick it in top of a post and see if anyone notices it. There. Meg. I think we're going the right way. I just know I'm going to have a big old hill up the back. I think it brings us back onto the wall. Yeah, congratulations, Pop. Now, I've said it before, if you go on Pop's page, he knows about, he's got his email. If you send Pop stickers, he'll send you something back. Steve Gilmore. No, there's no hogs around here. Well, there's a few on YouTube, but no, not wild hogs. My dad's old boss, out in the middle of nowhere in the hills of Northumbria, wanted to bring wild boar in. I don't know if they let him yet. Down south, someone's been allowed to put boars. When you see the wild boars over in the US, oh my God, they're enormous. They're the size of a car. Jacko, how are you doing, Jacko? Good to see you. I love silver fern. Really pretty plant. Some of those wildflowers are like heaven. So pretty. And you get white flowers. Do you know, Jacko, it's really warm. Very humid. Anyways, and Jamie. I've got boss hog in my head. Oh, all the wildflowers are growing really well. Ruth, I'll pull you some up and I'll send you it down. If I can get, I've got packets that I've had plants delivered in the post through. Since lovely to see you. If you haven't got since click the bell, watch the lives. Nessie was playing bartender at the weekend. She did a fantastic job. Ooh, no, I know we're going the right way. We've got the river. We'll have a quick look at the river. I know there's a little bridge that you can go over. Yeah, it's always happy hour at Sunset's Bar. Well, it is when Nessie's on the till, just don't tell anyone else. Does this come out into a farm, do you think? Oh, we've got a signpost. This is where I start heavy breathing. It's all going to go uphill. Sure, there's a nice little bridge in here on that left side. Have a look. Yeah, she did. She ran that bar like a good one. I used to be in charge of a local bar every Saturday night. And that was fun. It was very interesting. There used to be me and this guy worked Saturday night, and he's always dead like dippy, very dippy. Likes his pot. Oh, there's a sign on the bridge. And he's just dippy, giggly. Yeah, just dippy. That's the best description. And he would get so hammered, he'd just be leaning on his elbow at the edge of the bar while I was doing all the work. So we got banned. They took past temporary prohibition of pedestrians. They're carrying out work. Does that mean I'm not allowed on work? It's a bit creaky. Maybe I shouldn't have ignored the sign. What do we have down here? I am going to have to come back another day and we are going snooping. Oh, it looks fun. Valentina, how you doing? We are going up Hadrian's Wall. So you've got these big gravel banks. Do you know what? It'd be good fun to come back with a magnet or metal detector. Gareth, good morning. I still want to clip your lug. Gareth had a premiere on last night and it was terrifying. Hadrian's past the banks. Yes, this is the way we want to go. Yes. Please don't let there be cows. So I've got this field. Now we've actually got Hadrian's Wall remains of along this side here. More of it becomes visible the further we get up. You'll also have the ditch on one side that's still there. Yeah, Gareth was crawling through some very, very little holes. Oh, sunset was terrible. under the sink, next to the sink, is where the soda gun was. So if the bosses that owned the place were in, when they disappeared, I'd get glasses and stick a couple double trebles in like 4 or 5 and have them stacked against the edge. So I'd pour myself a Coke in front of them, or what they thought was Coke, and I would happily sipping vodka all night. I think I'd smash any bars these days. But yes, Gareth premiere last night. Terrifying, beautiful, creepy, and I'd happily click him around the lug for certain parts of it. Why am I clicking? Oh, hang on, I know I've got an hearing in. Can I get it out? No, I'll have to put you down in the fence post. So yeah, well, it was the lad that I worked with. He was a bad influence. So I just get a bit tipsy to the point of walking sideways. It's interesting mopping the floor and trying to look normal when you've had a few. So the actual ditch is that side. I'll show you further up. And I get to the top of this ridge before I stop, because I hate stopping and having to start again on the bank. John! How you doing, John? What the F and L's that? Oh, I know what it is. A lamb's tail. Put elastic band on the tail in the bone, which cuts off blood supply, and the tails drop off. It smells of sheep as well. Oh, good Lord. Mouse, how are you doing? Oh, thank God I'm nearly there. I'm stopping for 5. Oh. I'll let these people get past me. Oh, my legs. Oh. And I'm not even at the top. What a mission that was. What's Buddy sticking in his hat? Davey, good to see you. And these guys get past, I'll show you what's just gone up. So, we're about to stand on the remains of the wall. At this part, we do see more of the actual wall itself, which runs that way. And then you've got the ditch on this side that follows it all the way down. I'm not heavy breathing. My mind wants to go and have a look in the hole in that tree. But now mine looks something will jump out and rip my face off. Mel James, how are you? Right, drive away. We were just at the trees in the bottom there. And this isn't even halfway. I'll let the guys get ahead so they're not on camera. And don't laugh at me. Pushing and puffing. Talca! How are you, Talca? Talca's lush. Mel Gem's an old friend. See, they're just marching away. No, not yet, but I was keeping my eye in this meadow, this brush here. It's the time of year the dogs are going to have fawns, so it's only really the bucks that are going to be out for any extended period anyway. So only when those fawns get up that we'll see them more. Wow, I'm hot. Tony, how you doing, Tony? I hear a lamb. I wonder if it's that one that lost its tail. All the hawthorns in flower. It's too late in the day to pick elderflower. Unfortunately. I need to put you down on a fence post to take the earring out. So again, we're following the line of the wall. Anyway, it's a massive undertaking. This wall stretched from over Newcastle side on the east, all the way past Carlisle to the edge of the west coast. And it's a fair distance. I can't remember how long it is. Nessie, how far do you think it is? From coast to coast, it's got to be 150 miles maybe? Can't be that much, is it? About 100 miles. And with centre points all the way along. Another forts. There's quite a few forts. I should take you to Chester's. Now, Chester's Fort is just a wealth of archaeology. Coins, clothes, plates, spoons. The shower block, the Roman showers and bathing area, that's still intact. It's a really nice one to go to. Chris, how you doing? Chris, the garden's looking lush. Lush is good for anyone that doesn't know local lingo. This oak tree is looking really well, although it's doing the splits. How that is holding up, I've no idea. So it's like Buddy is breakdancing, spinning on his head with his legs a kilter. There you go, Buddy. We found you in a tree. Who needs frog pose? 84. Wasn't far from 100. Flies. Give me the heebie-jeebies. Ooh, it's even got a hole in the right place, look. I hear a swab. Can you hear it? It's a bit soon for the bees. No, it's not. Can you not hear that? Did your legs a kilter? I mean, that oak tree, that's a couple of 100 years old, at least. Possibly 3 or 4. That is enormous. That base is 6, 7 feet across, maybe. If I lay down in those nettles, which I'm not gonna, there's no way I would be the width of that. Oh, Puff, how are you doing? Ooh, that would have looked nice in my log burner. Iron Antler, how you doing? So this raised part here again is Hadrian's Wall under ground now. But you can see the line as the ground level, you've got your wall, and then it dips down into there. Right, let's get a log here. Oop. So a lot of the sandstone will be hitting some about 3 foot by 2 foot. They're likely to have been from a centre point. Can you hear them? It's honeybees. There's another honeybee just there. See it? So it isn't too soon for the bees to swarm. Right, it's moving swiftly on. David, thank you so much for coming in. If you don't know David, go over check him out. Sean, how you doing? This next hill kills me. Very first I didn't make earlier. The first time I did it, I was literally crawling on my hands and knees. It was like 32 degrees at the time. It was in the middle of a heat wave. And Shatta, the idiot, decided to go and do a big old walk that was pretty much vertical. Kelly! Good morning, Kelly. So in the background, we've got my moors. Depending on the weather, I'll probably go up there next week. We're going to go up the moors. Probably on the Tuesday. It'll be a long one. Steve, how you doing? I came in your Steve last night and I fell asleep. I didn't actually get to speak. Were you gaming? You were gaming, weren't you? See, that we don't have poison ivy. Not up here anyway. I don't know if they have down south. It doesn't look very much fun, to be honest. What's the, say if you get your brush up against it, what do you do? I know skunk it's tin tomatoes. Is it tomato juice? But how do you neutralise poison ivy? Ooh, hang on, what's down here? Let's have a little look. Ooh, heck. So we've got another footpath, but I don't know what's down that way. I'll have to look that up. I've not actually seen that before on the footpath maps. So that's interesting. WC 150 yards. I need to take this jacket off because I'm starting to fry. So you're going to look down at Mill Hills. And I'm going to take this earring out. Sorry. He's a clicking on an earring. Ouchie. I had earrings in for years. That stung. Right, that's one part. Next part, we'll take my car keys out of my pocket because I don't want to lose them. That gives me the horrors. It's my bit of a phobia doing these walks. I'm taking the jacket off and we've got the bare arms out. I hear sheep and lambs where we're going. 96. Who's 96? 96 girl, it's you. Hello, how are you doing, hon? Bees everywhere. This farmhouse sells drinks, which is kind of handy. A lot of people will walk the entire stretch of the wall, which is hard graft. Very hard graft. Some of the terrain I'll take you further on to sooner rather than later before it gets too touristy, because it gets crazy. Oh, I hate this hill. Challenging. Good morning. How are you? You've got me thinking tiramisu. I've got Nessie with us on at chocolate eclairs, and the thought of tiramisu. Oof, yes, please. Another big old gnarly oak. 96, there are some fantastic people in this chat. It's not like I can jump on the back of a lamb, is it, for a lift up this hill? Because it's not pleasant. Oh, trifles. Oh, do you know what I fancy as well? I've had for ages. Blackcurrant cheesecake. Yes, please. Blackcurrant cheesecake. And cherry pie. Challenger, thank you so much. You're an absolute star. Challenging's videos. Get a drink and something to eat beforehand. Because everything she makes is stunning. Absolutely amazing. There's nothing that she's made that I haven't liked or wanted to try. I'm an idiot most of the time, I must admit. Like walking in that field with like 200 cows wasn't one of my highlights. The last week. That one that came up in my face. We've got a lamb playing hide and seek with her. Little lamb just hiding in there. And Angela, where's Angela at? She's the same. Thank you, Gareth. Well, Tours, how are you doing? Hello. She didn't have to get up. She was chewing on her foot. 96 girls, so do I. So this is the borderlands with Scotland. We've got Scotland on the horizon. And again, you've got the really big, we're actually on the wall, and you've got the trench on the other side. Just another part of the fortifications to keep the border reivers out. Nature lovers, how are you? Welcome back, Jacko. Oh, someone's getting too hot to bend down. Someone's missing some dreads. No tail. World Tours has got some fabulous footage too. I'm sure when I get to this peak here, there's another peak. Yes, I think we'll be going back to the first accident walk. I was meant to be down in a valley, in a woodland, with a beautiful river. Hello, number 70. And the path didn't look open on the way I wanted to go. So instead of going right, I went left. I thought it must loop around. And I saw a local, you know when someone's a local, with a dog. And I says, I'm trying to get back down to the river. And he says, yeah, turn right at the top here, keep going. And there's a turn right. Just follow that down and you'll be back on the river. Turned right. And it was like uphill like that for 2.5 miles. There was no turn right. I got to the very base of the viewpoint where the Heartstone is. And at that point, I'd had enough. So a nice little amble against the river in the lovely woods turned out to me huffing and puffing, mountaineering pretty much. Enforcer, how are you doing? Hey, little lambs. She's about to drop a lamb, I think. Is that hers? Lamborn live. Is it? Hello, girl. I'll leave her to it. Number 18. Has she got an 18 on it? No, she's about to drop a lamb. I'll leave her to it. I don't want to stress her. Oh, Since it, what are you doing? You're cleaning? Christina. Cass, sorry, I didn't see your chick. Since it, what are you doing? Doing dishes. I had an argument with my dishwasher this morning. Some of the wheels came off one of the trays and they weren't going back on. It was like the Krypton factor. Oh, my poor legs. It's hot. So far, we've come all that way. We were down there, and down again. Maggie bag. Those Maggie bags are really good. Team Lynch. How you doing, Team Lynch? Team Lynch. God, Mel's texting. Oh, the beaches. And then you got the finds. Brilliant channel, beautiful people. Glacier Shark, how you doing? Your gown's looking good as well. Glacier Shark. So, I can about show you actually. She says, hang on. So, the Roman quarry is down, up, over. You've got that wood line all the way along there. Still another couple of miles back is where the Roman quarry is. Now, to bring the sandstone all the way up here, mind blowing the distance that they've come. And you've got the Lake District, sea, Scotland. If we're waving, Nessie might see her. Team Lynch, thank you so much. Thank you very, 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 very much. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. And that way, you've got Scotland. So again, we've still got the fortification just below us, below the wall that we're pretty much on top of. And we're going to catch sight of soon as we go to the Roman milestone marker. Thank you. Hello, little lamb. Hello. Hello, little one. You're a very leggy boy. You need to wipe your bum better though, son. What have you? I was a few minutes late coming in because I went into the priory itself. Whenever I try to take you in live, the wall's like 3 foot thick and it's solid stone. So I don't get much of a signal up there. Nick, how you doing? If you don't know right touch, Mick's better half. Click the bell and watch for them going live. They go fishing, have lives, and it's just a lot of fun. And Nick's the choir. Nature lovers. Almost see out to sea. Well, the Solway. So for them to drag all that stone up here. So this farmer's wall is actually laid on top of Hadrian's Wall. And a lot of this stone will have been reclaimed from Hadrian's Wall, as are most of the buildings around here. As well as that, the priory itself. Now, Edward I, his last visit to the priory was 1357, I want to say. No, 1356. He intended staying for a couple of days with Queen Margaret, and he ended up staying for about 6 months. He actually brought the Great Seal with him. So this priory was the centre of government for England. Jeffrey, how are you doing? Which monument, Jeffrey? Christina. They just pizza, how are you doing? They live off the land, basically. It's about as organic as you get. And they've got to be fit and they've got to be hardy because life here is hard. All right. Oop, heck. See here, these big slabs of sandstone. It's probably from the wall, one of the buildings on the wall. And here we've got piles of rock from the wall before Mick says anything. Thank you. Is that a black rabbit or it's a crow? Now we're close to the point where the going gets hard on the wall. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, was actually filmed just down the road at a place on Hadrian's Wall called Sycamore Gap. Yeah, we've got stone. We've got the trench on that side. At the very beginning of the film, a little boy runs up a tree and it's Hadrian's Wall. It's just up the road. We're going to walk that as well, but that is a grinder as well. Oh, excellent, Team Lynch. Yes, piles of rock. I thought I'd better clarify that. Oh, we should have properly warned Emmy. She'll be throwing a phone if she watches Gareth's live, well, premiere back. And you threw mine. Me heart. So where we going upon the walls, we'll be going in the valley just below that one, and there's another valley over the top that we're going to hit. Hopefully catch my deer. a track up there. People take it in a few days. How far is it necessary? 86, did you say? But a lot of it is hard going. Once you get away from the coast on each side, you're on the moors basically, and it's hard. You'll see when I take you to Sycamore Gap. Yay, how you doing? Shake your head up, what, mister? How you doing? No way. You alright? Yes, it's with it being a World Heritage Site, you've got a track to follow. You've got hostels along the way, campsites along the way, and people will take it on bit by bit. The actual Roman road that follows Hadrian's Wall is fun. It's a black road, very straight. Tillage, excellent. Proud of you, really good. How did they take your speech? So again, we're on part of the wall here. And we're going to start dropping shortly and we'll go down to the centre point. And you can see the structure, how they built those centre points, milestones, how thick those walls were. They're huge. This is basically Hadrian's Wall stone. It's been demolished and being rebuilt. But the actual wall is about 3-4 foot wide. Oop, she says going to fall over the rocks. And if you don't know Glacier, go over. Fantastic channel. And that sea, the water is so clear and so blue and so crisp. What an office to work in. So I wouldn't fancy being out there in the storms. So yeah, I've got my wall. They've all just had their first clutch of eggs off 96. They seem to have hatched and fledged early this year. I was really surprised to see some chicks in the garden. So again, we're hitting onto more wall. Up here it's robins, blackcaps, blackbirds, finches. You've got goldfinches, greenfinches, chaffinch, bullfinches. The hawthorn is important for the birds because it's so spiky and it's so dense. It gives their nest a little bit of protection. And wherever they are, you find the birds. Challenges, thank you so much for being in. If you haven't met her, go over and say hi. And click the bell and watch for live. Cooking live is just huge pressure. Big pressure. And she absolutely smashes it. Well proud of you, Rhonda. Tuning in, she's got a fantastic channel. Get used to loads of new people. So I have to get a drink. So we're going to start heading downhill at the back of this farm. And I'm so happy to see the sheep in the field, not the cows. This farm's a dairy. And again, we've got more of the wall. and that trench on that backside. I also did a walk along the banks, along the wall, and it was the walk from hell. Must have been around this time last year. I actually had a fall on a bank. I'm lucky I didn't break my legs. Parked up and decided to go down through the woodland along the river, back up, hit the wall and come back to the centre point at the banks. Now, the path was pretty much not used at all, and in the woodland on the path that there was about maybe a foot width wide, my foot kind of came off, and what I didn't know was, thank you, bit of sheep, I was on a sheer drop with lots of dead trees, lots of dead branches below me. My right foot went, and I managed to kind of lean up and back onto my left leg. But yeah, I really hurt my knee. And the hill to come after that was pretty much vertical. So much so, as I was getting near the top, staggering over my knee, the farmer was coming down with his quad bike, and he started laughing at me. "Ha, you just walked up that, have you?" And then he took his quad bike off him. That was rough. It's someone's bath. Hello, little lambs. Are you meant to be in that field? Oh, hello, little man with the swagger. What's she grunting at me for? Right, moving swiftly on. Don't think that I'm trying to hurt your lamb. She's surely going to drop a lamb because her belly is massive. I know. Well, she's having a wee. Hello, little man. He's having a wee. Why is it when you see sheep they start weeing? Mona, good morning. They're not meant to be in there. Mum's shouting it. So a lot of these farmhouses here will have been built partly with Hadrian's Wall and the prairie. And the dissolution, a lot of the prairie was ripped down. Before that, Robert the Bruce came, as did another Scot, I can't remember his name, after him, and they pillaged the prairie. This is all rock from Hadrian's Wall as well, from the centuries. It's very, very thick. A lot of the jewels, the gold plates, everything was stolen, and it was laid siege to for 3 days. So we're about to drop Space Miner. How are you doing? There's my hills. But again, you can see the terrain that stone's come from. So about another mile across that ridge line. What fills your mind? Baby honeybee. Oh, heck. Oh, that gave me a jump. I was trying to get close so you could hear it on the mic. Beautiful old buildings. That made me jump. No one comes and steals the sheep. There's no sheep wranglers. Very rare anyway. So again, we're still on that Roman flooring and slabs. Mr. Red, where's Mr. Red? Oh heck, Stalin's arguing. Miss Red, how you doing, Miss Red? Susie, how many dishes are you doing? Nice. Did I ask you if you got that fire ant sculpture done? Or is it still a work in progress? They're still down there today. Hang on, what's the eyes? What's the eyes? It was a very young bee. Still here, loves cousins. So we're going to head down to the point down here. Oh, the building. Oh, Lord, I'm stiff today. Nice one, Belgium. You can actually see the lime mortar that they used, which is again the colliery up on the moors. It's actually one of the oldest mines in England. The Romans were up on there as well. Those hills that we're looking at just there. Oh, we've got some walkers here as well. So on the left here, got the remains of the Roman building. We'll go in and I'll show you just how wide it is, how it was constructed, and how the wall runs off. Ooh, I hear a cockerel. Hiya. So here you have Hare Hill. The Roman army started building at Hadrian's Wall in 122 AD and may have completed the task in under 10 years. It crossed our island between Wall's End and Bowness-on-Solway, marking the north and west frontier of the Roman Empire. Survival of this isolated fragment is intriguing because most of the stone wall hereabouts was carted away to build the priory at Lanercost in the 12th and 13th centuries, over 700 years after the Roman occupation. Why was this little bit not taken? A possible explanation is it was used as part of a medieval farm building before stone robbing for the priory began. Later, probably in the 14th century, it was incorporated into a dry stone boundary wall. So there you get a kind of look at what Hadrian's Wall have actually looked like. We're at this point on Hare Hill. These two is where the walk from hell is, when you dip down into the woods, and then you get all the way to Bird Oswald. There's been a lot of archaeology found and a lot of digs at Bird Oswald. So, where are we? Sycamore Gap is around about there, I believe. Now we're on it. It is so wide, it's easy 4 foot. It's 5 foot, I think, at the top there. And you can see where the walls jut off it in that back corner. But they used the limestone. So they were baking limestone on the moors to turn it into lime mortar and whitewash. You've got the rubble centre. See where a wall returns and it comes along here. It was just huge. And hide your red cheeks. Red cheeks, Dan. How you doing, Dan? You've got the base step there. Mikey, 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 Mikey. Sorry if I'm... Dave Knight, how you doing? Mikey, no, it's Cumbria. It's close to the border with Scotland. Scotland's kind of on the horizon. It's about 15 minutes drive. This is part of Hadrian's Wall. Back in the day, the Romans wanted to keep the mineral and the riches in the land down here and further north. There wasn't the riches and wealth that they wanted. So to keep the northerners out and to protect their land that they'd taken, they built Hadrian's Wall. And for Hadrian's stuck to Dawn, how you doing? Oh, cool, Nona. Lovely bit of history. We're going to go back. Ah, there you go, Mick. You're Sticky Willy on YouTube. They were trying to keep the Celts out. So basically the Scottish out, the Scottish tribes at the time. Down here, you've got the rich land, you've got the minerals, and we're pretty about as much further north as they wanted to get to. Best way I can describe it is the poor man's Great Wall of China. The Roman kind. Jessie Poo, how are you doing? The priory that we're going to was under siege at least twice. The second siege, a lot was destroyed. Monks weren't exactly in great shape after that either. And it took a long time to build back up. They had to sell a lot of their land off. And when Edward I had the seat of England here, he brought his wife. They brought about 100 people with them. And for all they were meant to stay for maybe 3-4 days, 6 months they were here and held court. The monks had to bring in masons to build extra buildings, extra living quarters, extra kitchens to feed the king and his men. And again, the priory had to pay that. The king didn't. He was a guest by his own choice. But he didn't really have a choice if he was staying or not. Mikey. Oh, it's a bit early in the day for that. So as I was saying earlier on, I was a little bit late to start because I went inside the priory. I hate this road. When you've got the milk wagons coming from the hill farmers, it's a bit iffy. I'd love to have a nose in the bottom of here again. It's down onto bedrock. Got a little wren, one of the smallest UK birds down there. Yeti, how you doing, Yeti? Wild edibles, good morning, Chick. How you doing? What's occurring, Yeti? I've missed you. Have the crazy storm stopped? I know Scott and Joy in Texas were meant to have some gnarly weather coming in overnight. I don't think it was that bad for them. There, can you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me now. Colin, how are you doing? Sorry, I had daughter on the phone. She went and got her hair done for a holiday. Homeless, how you doing, Jake? Good morning. She went and got her hair done. Oh, God, there's a car coming. Because it's a birthday and her and her boyfriend are going on holiday together. Her usual girl that does it, she didn't have space, so they fitted her in with somebody else. And she's absolutely destroyed her hair. This will have come from Hadrian's Wall and the Priory Angela, as will the farmhouse behind it. It was a farmhouse, it's not now. It's a private house. It took the last half an hour to do a full head of highlights. Her hair is really white blonde. She's got such beautiful hair. And look at the stonework on there. And she pretty much, this is why I hate this road. Ooh, Forgotten Lands Festival. And again, another lovely old fence post sign. Big metal one. You don't see many of these days. So she messaged me when she got home from that first attempt at the hairdressers. And what a mess she made of her hair. Highlights down half a head, she missed big patches. It was a mess, and she's normally really quite sparkly. How are you doing? I hate this corner. Hate it walking. So she's like me, she's quiet, she's not one to complain. But she made that much of a mess of her hair. She took some photos and she sent them to the girl that normally does her hair. How pretty. Who got her in today? My daughter's not the only one that she's absolutely destroyed the hair. So she's been sacked. It wasn't solely down to my daughter's hair. Apparently they showed her my daughter's hair and said to her, look, do you find that acceptable? And she just didn't really care. So she's been in getting her hair fixed today. King Monarch, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. King Monarch, we are going down to a priory. Oh God, that was a bit close. I was very, very, very close. It was the seat of England. Ooh, I'd like to go down there. The seat of England, right, we're going to stay up here out the way of these cars for 6 months. 1356 and 77. Mary, good to see you. Now, the priory does have a modern day church attached to it. And it was more of a status symbol. I mean, there's your local farmers, it's basically a farming community. But you also have lords and ladies, the gentry. And some of the headstones are basically a status symbol for the family. There's one over 7 foot tall. It is enormous. Since it good to see you. You're a star. Thanks. If you don't know Sunset, click the bell and watch the Sunset going live. Brilliant lives. Sunset's lush. As is the Bud Files. Martha's channel, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Has Jamie done his bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong? Oh. So the sweet clover. Pull her head out. This one's probably a bit too young. Again, I did one the other day. You give it a squeeze up and you get nectar out the top. And it's like drinking sugar. Absolutely beautiful. Stuart, how you doing? Yeah, it's just a clover. We've been up along a World Heritage Site called Hadrian's Wall, built by the Romans 122 AD. Just heading back down to that priory. A lot of it is still ruins, but you do have the modern day church. I'll upload the video inside there as a premiere. Americ, good to see you. Heading back down into the valley from that wall. I much prefer slogging it up the fields rather than slogging it up this hill. And I'm going to have to cross over because I don't want to be splattered on someone's windscreen on this corner. You always walk on the side of the road that the traffic's coming at you. But places like this, it's horrible, especially if there's a tractor. Good Lord. Oh, congratulations, Jake. Well done. Jake does walking lines as well. Homeless. There's a very strange city down here. It's like a cartwheel. And these, I've loved these since I was a kid. I believe they're called campion. You get big sea balls in there. Almost like little rattles. Lots of roses and bracken. Lots of ferns. I don't like ferns to smell. There's always somebody in this lay-by. So this road uphill basically leads up to the road along the rest of Hadrian's Wall. And this back down to the priory. We'll go through the fields to the priory, if I can remember which way. Saxon, good morning. How are you doing? Really wild edibles? Oh, I didn't know that, you see. Wild edibles is a wealth of knowledge. Do you have, let's say another favourite flower, Sweet Williams? Wild edibles, do you get Sweet Williams? They're more of a cottage garden plant, but they're like little rattles, the seed heads. And they stop right next to the cartwheel seat that I want to sit on the side. But they're moving, so I am claiming the seat. Does it? Nice one. How did the kids' sport weekend go? You had a lot of kids-wise on, didn't you? Me? What did I say? So this unusual lovely little seat. Lanercost 2000 by the wayside, Alison Neville and Lanercost School. You've got rabbits, you've got hawks, you've got dragonflies, you've got frogs, a little robin, a rabbit, you've got a snail, a hawk, butterflies, ladybirds. Sit my aching old bones on this seat. Okay, I'm alright, nice one. I'm not sure what time that is UK, but I'll try to be there. I wish I'd remembered to pick elderflowers this morning. I'll do a video making elderflower cordial. It's really easy. You just pick some flowers, some lemon. I stick some citric acid in as well. And it is beautiful. Yeah, they're pretty. John, the lovely John. Getty, if you're still there, what have you been up to? Yeti's a talented fella. He's not only a grower, he's musical as well. What did I say? Really bad habit of saying things I shouldn't at the minute. What did I say? Bad? Or was it bad? The farmer's out going around his labs. I'd like to be able to get down to this river. I say river, it's not a massive river. It's more like a stream. Right, we're going to head to the priory through that cemetery attached to it to the ruins at the back. King Monarch, what time's it there for you? Ooh, we've got a hazel. We'll have a lot of hazels around here. We went looking for St Mary's, Queen Mary's Bridge, and sadly it's been washed away. That road's an interesting drive. Ooh, you know, Yeti. That sounds like fun. You've got St Mary's, a beautiful little manor house down there. A lot of the property down this way is property of the Howard family and part of the castle. I'll have to get up on this bank because there's bikes coming and there's cars coming the other way. Thank you. Ooh, you get Nessie fishing, Stuart? Yeah, it sounds like an excellent plan. You're going to film it? That would be fun to see. I wish you could smell these hedgerows. The hawthorn, it's really pungent pollen. It's covered in little tiny bumblebees. We're really lucky here that we'll have so many different species of bumblebee. Ones are smaller. We'll have some that are over an inch long. They're enormous. Oh, for roach fishing, nice one. Yeah, we're going to have to get you practicing your cast. Adrian, good afternoon. How are you doing? So we're almost back into the village. Teeny tiny little village. Blink and you miss it. There's like 10, 11, 12 houses. There's a little school. There's a cricket club. Very quintessential, lazy, traditional little hamlet with a big piece of history attached to it. With the priory. You get a lot of tourists here. Those walking the wall, cycling the wall, people visiting the priory itself. So we'll have quite a big tourist industry. Yeah, there's loads of it. The hedgerows primarily are hawthorn. You see it all the way down there. See, fly fishing's my thing. I love fly fishing. That was what I was brought up on. My brother goes sea fishing. So this building was built in 1872, and again, it'll be stone from the priory and from Hadrian's Wall itself. Although you do have a modern day building attached. Yes, it does, and traditionally it's laid split, cutting it all the way through and laid and weaved together to create that barrier, natural fence. We're going to go through the field and not past the school. Yeah, do you know what? We had gooseberries growing up, and the raspberries sit with a bag of sugar and a stick of rhubarb and go and pinch the goose dogs. So we're going through the field with lots of sheep and lambs to the back of the prairie itself. And I've just jarred me back. Right. Loads of lambs. And some big, very tubby mummy-like sheep. Play nice, ladies. Sheep are funny, the heads hurt. Cool, Monique. Monique, what have you got on today? These Leicesters are huge. And it doesn't take these lambs long to grow. Oh, cool. My dad, I told you, didn't I, Stuart? My dad was a gilly on the River Dee from the Glenesk estate. My brother worked on the Fern Glen. He was a head keeper on there. He then went to Rottle. He was up in the Highlands at Rottle. And now he's moved and head keeper of... Hello. Hello, little one. You're not so little, are you? See the Queen Mother's family estate. She's got triplets. She's done very well. She also looks like she'd give us a go over. She's done very well with those triplets. We've got the runt of the triplets that side. This is the biggest. And that's got swagger. Has that one got swagger? Shall we see swagger? I think we shall. No, it's a girl. I was wrong. Just shows you. Alcorn, thank you for coming in. Ooh, what are you going to teach him? So yeah, because my dad was a gilly on the salmon rivers, he would tie the flies for the fishermen that pay to come on. He's got a lovely setup, and we used to tie flies for the little fish farm, trout fish farm that he built. We would go and fish them in the bigger jumpers, which was fun. King Bear, how are you doing? Lovely to see you, King Bear. How's you? So we've got the ruins just in front of us. Now this was actually the kitchen block. This is built on for Edward I when he was here. They got a lot of work done quickly in those 6 months. They got a lot of masons and labourers in to get these works done. The fireplaces in that kitchen block are immense. They're huge. They'll be 12, 15 foot across, the actual fireplaces. Enormous. Oh, can you hear that water? Sadly, the bridge is gone. There's washed away in the storms. You can see we've got some trees down there as well. And the storms actually built an island. Oh, the black sheep's had a black lamb. I love it down here. Totally rerouted the river. Storm Desmond, one of them. Landlocked, how are you doing? See, me and my brother would tie flies and give ourselves little competitions. Who would catch the most? Lots of fun. It's very therapeutic tying flies, I must admit. Hello, boys and girls. Oh, heck. Got a beetle landed on us. Tell you what we used to do as well. A childhood memory up in the hills. On the moors, middle of nowhere, there was a little river and it had a lovely little stone bridge. Thought I was going to save that lamb there. It was caught in the wire. And my dad would stand at one side with a shotgun, fire it into the water. Me and my brother would be on the other side and we would net up all the stonefish to go and use as bait. Aha, we have the sand martins nested in this bank. They're further on than they were the last time. Hopefully. Ooh, did you just see that, Mick? Trout rising. This is mainly trout. Oh, isn't there? There's a big fish in there. Another one rising at the back there. So the sand martins dig themselves nests in these banks. They come out year after year after year. Look, how beautiful is that? Ice, ice, baby. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. See, the best part about fishing, Nessie, is you're in the middle of nowhere most of the time, and you've just got heaven all around you. Another big one just rose in there. Hey, fishy, 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 fishy. Where are eyes? So behind us, we are eventually going to go back over there. We've got the priory and the ruins. Melvin, how you doing? The water's nice and clear. You might even see the little fishy fishies. Mayflies. We had some big fish rising through there. Can't see them in the water. Oh, one just jumped there. Bug bouncer, how are you doing? Oh, hello, little birdie. Right, we're going to have a quick look at the back of this pool and then we're going to the priory itself because I'm getting sidetracked. So we've got the helicopters coming out of that base again. We've actually got Chinooks. We've got a Chinook just about to scrape that treetop there. It's now there. Coming through. I do love the sound of a Chinook. We've got more. We've got an Apache ready there. We've got a Chinook behind it. There. Just coming across that treetop there. Is there only two? No baskets on today. I mean, look at this pool, it's immense. I think that tree was standing the last time we were here. Yeah, they are. Silver they are. Another fish rising just there. And again, on that spot. Perfect for dipping and flying. This stretch of the river is just so pretty. Right, we're going to head to the priory, which is there. I'm going to stop looking at fish. Now, when Henry VIII ordered the dissolution, it was pillaged. It was pretty much demolished. Roofs are gone. Whole walls have been rubbed out. Where are you, little birdie? Got a baby starling just along here. I can hear it. Right, to the priory. What's Ice up to? Ice is the king of sarcasm. He's a very funny guy. Some people don't get him, but I do. There's birds nesting again. They're sitting on the sheep's backs, plucking some hair. Kind of off the path. There's not strictly a path in this bit. Do they? See, some of my chickens have got some really nice feathers and colours on them. But I'm not sure Sheep Chief would be happy at me plucking him. He's got that lovely rich brown. We're going to get to this gate over here and head into the priory's back end. I've got lambs eyeing me up. She is huge. She's almost waist height. She's going to hurt if she gives me a belt. All the lambs are hiding out under the shade of the tree. And if anyone shouts at me, don't like being ignorant. You won't be able to see it, but the sand martins flying around the field about a foot off the ground. And we'll skirt around the sheep and the lambs. Let them keep the shade. There's loads under there, look. D. Johns, how you doing? So we're here back at the priory. Shay, how you doing? Now, those fish ponds in this back part here, it's actually now a garden, but they did have ponds to supply themselves with their own fish. And just look at that. You can see where the roof was there. You can see the roof that jutted out this way. King Bear, thank you so much. Thank you, King Bear. It's very appreciated. So this was built onto the priory for Edward I. A lot of the buildings on this side were rubbed out. But this part, that was the kitchen block. Now, the fireplaces in there are enormous. Then you've got sleeping quarters. Through that doorway is actually the night staircase up for the monks. And in this part of the church is all the tombs. I'll have to take you back in there. Not sure I'll be able to do it live, but I do have videos on it. And again, you've got the walls that were rubbed out. There's a walkway that King Edward would walk every morning down there. You can see just how thick those walls were. In there is a terracotta tomb of a little girl, and it's like she's asleep. It is so lifelike. I think she's about 5 or 6. And you've got the modern day church window at the back there. Mick, no, I've not. I've only ever fished trout. Trout were my thing. So this, because of it being the actual priory and the seat of England at one point in time, being buried here is almost a status symbol. And some of these headstones are absolutely enormous. We have Thomas Addison buried here. He discovered Addison's disease. Look at those arches. I'll take you to Addison's his grave. The lords and ladies, the gentry, tended to have tombs. It's the place where the Howards, the castle owners, their family are buried, as well as the local farmers. It's a modern day church. You've got a modern day graveyard over that way, but obviously we won't be going there. Now this one's written on the back, 1857, and the ages these people lived to is off the scale. Some were almost 100. So we have John Charlton, who died March 14th, 1807, aged 50. Also of Catherine, his wife, who died January 14th, 1852, aged 78. Immense ages for that time, but it's country living. A healthy lifestyle, a hard lifestyle. 81, 1808, right, I'll find you. Addison's, it was hard to actually find his headstone. Oh, look at these. Look at the coats of arms on the back of these. Just such beautiful masonry. Here lie free from all pain. Here lie free from all pain. Can't make it out. Right, oh, my back. Oh, I'm just leaning on you. Sorry, I really am sorry. Memory of John, 1768, age 64. Again, immense ages. Kirsty, how you doing? Right, I believe Addison is in this patch. I think, or in that patch. She's got rabbits living in here and I don't really like it. They dig and dig and dig. Here's a lovely old one. So you go across, at the top. Here lies No, it's the same font. It's the same in relief as the 1600s headstone. Oh, tiny baby rabbits. Just in the bottom there. I keep thinking I should do what Shandy said and bring some crayons and some paper. Angela. I think Addison's in here with the amazing tree. Yes, right, how do we get in? Through the side of this. He's also got another really old one next to him. In memory of Thomas Addison, MD, son of Joseph and Sarah Addison, died June the 29th, 1860, aged 65. For 36 years, physician to Guy's Hospital, London. And he came home. Here lies the body of Addison, another Addison, who died May the 5th, 1739, aged 47. So, odds are this is an Addison plot. Oh, I have a William John Addison, surgeon, who died at Brampton, 17th of March, 1867. So, the whole family were scholars. Look at this tree. When you get round this side, Dirk Clark, how are you doing? When you get round this side to this tree, it's beautiful. This side is toast. Just look at that. It's like an art installation. I love it. Very, very pretty. What's wrong, Silver? Oh, fabulous, Silver. Right, I'll go back along. No, we won't hit the modern day cemetery, which is that way. Oh, oh, fly in my ear. Some people travelled a long way. It wasn't just local farmers. 1820, age 16. Also her daughter who died 1828, age 4. Also John, her son, April the 7th, 1833, age 15. Wow, bless them. 3, 5. They lost 3 children in about 7 years. It would be very nice to come down with a metal detector and a magnet along the river. You've got the Romans just on that hilltop. We were just on the horizon there. And then you have the sieges. You have the king, 1876. There's a lot of history. I have found rubbed out buildings, or at least a lot of burnt rocks, just within eyesight of here along the river bank. 1823, age 94. Right, here we go. Erected in the memory, James Bell, who died at Burton Home, November 24th, 1823, age 94 years old. His wife, Burton Home, February the 23rd, 1813, age 70. He lived to 94. William, the son, 1833, age 61. I was just checking those dates. He died 1817 and in 1841. And none of those children made it to adulthood. It's just got on and on. Yeti, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. If you don't know Yeti, go over. Vladimir, how you doing? I am really sorry if I miss anyone reading these stones out. Memory of William Green, Tweedy Hill, who died April the 9th, 1835. See, the majority of these are farmers, farming families. You've got nearly full rows of the same farming family in parts of here. Now this one again, status symbol. This is one of the ones I was talking about. Totally over the top. Enormous. That's at least 7 feet tall. Erected in the memory of Matthew Foster, son of Joseph and Anne Foster, grocer of Brampton, 1845, age 20. Here we have another Foster, Joseph for Anne. So the mother of Matthew. And she was classed as a grocer as well, 1830. So here's a couple of older, unusual ones. The thickness of this itself. But on the back, you've got wild boar. This one's really unusual. That's scary. So, this one is another unusual. So you've got, is that a fairy? Is that an angel? But we have boobage. And we've got a coffin and a coffin lid. So what is this depicting? Is this meant to be the devil? We've got a tail. Heaven and hell. And a coffin. Wondrous nature. Down here, we've got a sword. Hand with a bird, what a dove. Very unusual. I think we've got heaven and hell, we've got an angel, and that's supposed to be the devil. We've got a tail on it, and then we've got a coffin. Have a look on the front. I'm not holding out great hope that we've actually got a front to them. Oh, this one will have 1726. So here lies the body of Hobson, son of Askenham, who departed alive July 1726 AD, age 69. Wowza. There you go, he's 69. 1726. Naughty shadow. Mercy, how are you doing? Now then, this one, I want to see, what do we have? Oh, it's got metals. 1773. No, 1739. Down the bottom there. Someone Graham. Interesting. I haven't seen the back. I haven't seen the heaven and hell. Memory of Anne Robson. This is another old one, the simple font. Do we think that this is an angel and a devil? So there's your coffin. Has to be a coffin. I thought it was going to be a heart at first, but it's a coffin. And it's lid. And you've got this figure with a chest. And he's got a tail. Then you've got the angel. And then you've got a sword. Were they enforcers? Are these palms? Got the shells. Yes, wowzer. And I said a naughty number by mistake. Two unusual. Oh, I've gone dizzy. Two unusual ones. Why did I say that number? What's she offering? Yeah, I said it by accident. I don't know why it popped in my head. The back of this one, we've got a T, we've got a B. What do we have on the front, if we have anything? So this one's just totally worn away. But I guess it's 1700s like the last ones we had. 1800s. John Armstrong, late Tanner in Brampton, who died 7th of February 1834, aged 88. Again, immense ages. There's a lady in here, and she's almost 100. I'll have to try and find her. Here lie the body of an Armstrong. Now, Armstrong's still a farming family. What do we have on the back? Ooh, this one's another unusual one. I don't have a clue. Anyone got any ideas? And we've got another coat of arms. The lichens hiding. William Potts, farmer of Winter Shields, who died in Carlisle, January 6, 1831, aged 53. Also Grace, his daughter, Carlisle, 1820, aged 17. And another really old one, possibly early 1731. I'm getting stung to high heavens. Daisy, lovely to see you, Daisy. Daisy is an amazing lady and she has a brilliant channel. Here lies the body of John Foster of William Gill, who died March 26, 1795? 25. And the Masons, they weren't shy. They marked in, and they actually did mark it, but they didn't remove it. 1826. People lived into their 80s in that time frame. Good country living. I almost got a coat of arms, but I can't quite make it out. Amanda, how you doing? We've got some humongous stones as well, Amanda. In memory of Mary, wife of Edward Jackson, 1752, age 64. We've got another couple of more status symbol type headstones. Clark's Hill, that's actually on the Roman wall, 1795. 85 years old. There's a wooden balcony. I would love to get up there. Oh, nice one, Amanda. Where have you been? Can you give us some hints? It's another 1836, and someone's been trying to clean these. And it's, you can damage them. So, Clough Head, so John Armstrong, died March 20th, 1836, age 39. Also, Rebecca Armstrong, wife of the late John Armstrong, who died at Denton Cottage, 4th of June, 1873. Aged 81. Jacob, their son, who died at Great Corby, December 14th, 1899, aged 74. Yeah, I spelled it right. So when I went inside before, I've read out some of the literature on the history of this place. So I'll have to get that uploaded as well. Just look at it. After the dissolution, a lot of the lead was taken as well, which didn't help with the ruins left behind. Don't know if I'm tall enough to let you have a spy through this window, or if the stone, well, I mean, you can see how thick these walls are, and the vaulted ceilings are sublime. Just look at that ceiling. Just stunning. No, I'm not tall enough. I'm not climbing the wall. I mean, again, look how thick that is. Wondrous nature, how are you? I'd love to get up to that balcony. Right up on there, although it is looking a bit old. Got these huge ones on this side. I also got you a better look at the original cross. It was out on the front here. Who do we have here? Here lies the body of William. Oh, they've done it again. Oh, got nettles right at the back of my arm. So, another one of the masons that didn't worry about spacing. So we've got here lieth the body of William Armstrong. So it's over 2 lines of Haunting House, 1731. 1731. It's nice to actually get a date. Some of these old homes, being sandstone, you lose those bottom lines. So you've got some more with beautiful coats of arms. I was looking for one, I can't see one. So I've got nettles up there. Oh, there's my Foo Fighter right on the back of my arm as well. Really nice coat of arms again. Very ornate. 3 lions. Who do we have on the front? Will they be here? I would have to take a rub in. Oh, it's 1765. Here lies the body of Elizabeth the Relict. I'm not sure I like widows being called relict. Relict of James Warwick, late of Clark's Hill, another farmer, who died February the 19th, 1795, aged 85. I mean, he meant, oh, don't want to stand on that. This is an unusual one. Edward Jackson of Park Nook, who died 1749, aged 71. Again, immense. We probably got the body of a priest. Locally, the priests all got the same. Cheeky Chops, how are you doing? If you spoke to her today, Nessie, I'm really good. Cheeky Chops, I keep getting nettled there. Here lies the body of John Foster of William Gill, 1795. This is the one I looked at before. You can see where they've stenciled the lines, at least some of them attempted to stay within those lines. Surprised I've not cut the grass yet. This side's getting a bit swamped. Memory of Elizabeth Huff, 1752. Yeah, normally this place is really well looked after, so I'm kind of surprised that it's been allowed to get so long. Now this one, have we had a night, I wonder? We've got a night at the top there. And the front's just too degraded. Ooh. Normally this yard is really well looked after, so it's a bit unusual. John Calvert. Another farmer name around here. Thomas Calvert of Clark's Hill, who died January the 18th, 1835, aged 77. Also Jane, his wife, 15th of April, 1819, aged 84. And their son died in 1869, aged 80. This one's in 1840. This is just a monster. Again, it's easily 7 foot. So you've got 3 angels at top. Look at those eyes. That one's smiling. Oh, that's a bit freaky. Oh, cool buddy. Lydia. That's an unusual name. 1826, age 33. Thomas Calvert, their son. 1831, age 34. It's huge. Again, Clark's Hill, another farmer's name. I wonder if these are priests as well. We have matching. We have born. Oh, let's have a look. We have born the image of the earthly ways, but also image of the heavenly. We have Hugh Patrick of St Mary's Home, Kirklinton. Kirklinton Park is quite a way away. Kirklinton Hall was turned into a casino, and the craze would fly up in a little private plane, and they would taxi from the airfield about 10 miles to get to Kirklinton Hall. Another Calvert, 1835. There's a lot of Calverts of that age. I'm knee deep coming through here. Yes, Dave, we've been over walked the whole length of Hadrian's Wall. No, I haven't. I've done pieces of it. And I need to do pieces for lives and pre-records. You will have a really old one. This should be 1600s, I believe. In relief, here lies body of. We've got numbers here. Try and work you out. I think 1680. I think. Penda, how you doing? And this priory was the seat of England in the 1300s. The king was here for 6 months and he brought the Great Seal and ran the country from here. He had planned to stay 3 or 4 days and it turned, look at these, it's honey, what are they called? Honey, I can't remember, I've got some of that in the garden now. They're beautiful. It was laid siege by Robert Bruce. Wow, why is the front of this so well preserved? In loving memory of Thomas Oliver of Walton Woodhead, 1830 to 1889, and his dear wife Anne, 1828 to 1911. That is pretty much pristine. And then you see this one. This one's 1700s. Blessed are the dead that die in the Lord. In loving memory of John Oliver of Walton Woodhead, who died December the 9th, 1874, aged 88. Also, Margaret, his widow, who died at Walton Woodhead, 29th of July, 1890, aged 83. Alice Oliver, his sister, who died at Walton Woodhead, 28th of August, 1881, aged 77. Mary Routledge, who died at Walton Woodhead, aged 82, 1881. So the whole family. In a very short period of time. Jake, I love you. Is it Jake? Damn it, you'll have to come across and come for a visit. Yeah, it was made. Celeste. Jake, are you up early or have you even been to bed? Nessie, you'll like Jake. I love him. So, modern day church and the ruins. You see the roof that came up that way. We've actually had a roof on this side as well. There's also a building coming out this way. Yes, normally. Ooh, what was that? This is really well looked after, but for some reason they haven't been in to cut the grass yet on this top part. It's normally really well maintained. The original cross sat there. It was actually broken during the dissolution, but it was saved and it's actually inside the modern day church. Unless your family were all monks, it's a priory. Home of some monks and clergy. I love that door. Or are you family of King Edward I? Are you royalty? Could Jake take the UK throne? Cheeky, good idea. So that doorway's long been blocked off and the actual cross is behind it. Still got its bell. And again, all these were built and onto that side where the kitchen was during King Edward's stay. And it's just stunning when you drive down here to see that. Jake, I am not bowing. I am not curtsying. Why do I feel any moment I'm going to end up going up in a bowels of hellfire? Dirk Claude, lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in. We're going to walk up through the gatehouse. Oh, Jamie, you'd like to camp down at the river there, though. Come camp down at the river, bring a fishing rod, job's a good one. Oh, nice one, cheeky chaps. You see, Newcastle's my home. I wasn't born there, but I grew up there and I count it as home. Daisy. Oh, what's Queen got for me? I dread to see what she's asking us. Queen, what have you got for us? Miss On, how you doing? Spill the beans, what have you got for us? Do you know what? I wish I could, but I've got a disabled little girl and it makes life a bit awkward. I'd love to have gone down to Wales to Gareth's meet up, but again, I've got the little one, so it's not so easy for me. Libertarian, how you doing? And here's your entrance, your gatehouse. Jake. And you can just see how thick these walls actually were. Imagine if one of them fell on my head, wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, the whole village has about 10 houses and the priory attached to that. In the middle of nowhere. Oh, nice one, Shay. It's just beautiful, beautiful area. He's a bad guy, is Jake. I adore him, even though he is my guilty pleasure, aren't you? So, people, I am going to have to shoot. Speaking of little lady, it's just about time to get her. Oh, there's a field of bulls. To get little one from school. We'll come back down maybe one day this week along the river. Little tiny baby rabbits. That's like the second set of rabbits. You've got some beef back there. You're innocent, are you now? Okay, how you doing? Another baby rabbit. There's another one coming running. Not very old at all. So, people, I'm going to have to shoot and get myself to that school. But thank you all for joining me. It's been fun. I only wanted to put my head between my knees and gasp twice. Because those hills are brutal. Really thank you for it. I'll premiere the footage from inside so you get a decent look at inside. I can't go live in there. It just will not let me do it. It'll let me do part of it, but only a little part. You too, Angela. I know. The clouds are actually really low. We are quite high up. Killed. So thank you all for joining me. I'll be on earlier tomorrow, same as usual. So 9 AM UK time. That's probably too early for you, Angela, anyway. I'm enjoying doing the 2 earlies, so starting on Tuesdays and Thursdays at my 9 AM. I do like it. You too. Wondrous. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow if you're awake. I know it's odd timing, time zones and all that. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you all. Lose Treasure, thanks for coming in. And you, Bad Idea Lab. And okay, bye now.